Hello and welcome. Today, I'm going to be talking about how you can make money in Path of Exile. Or more specifically, I'm going to be doing a follow-up to my previous video on how to not make money in Path of Exile. But unlike most money-making methods in PoE that require you to go out and do something or change your gameplay, this one's going to be a little different. This money-making method is special because it doesn't require you to do anything. It involves bubblegum currency. In other words, jewelers, fusings, alteration orbs, chromatic orbs, regal orbs, vol orbs, scouring orbs, regret orbs, essences, divination cards, maps, including non-tier 16s, fragments, scarabs, breach stones, splinters, and so much more. All of the things that you build up just by playing the game. Now, a lot of people tend to collect these, and I'm especially guilty of that. In fact, I'm so guilty of that as part of making this video, I decided to sell off all of my random collected junk. As of right now, not all of it has sold, but most of it has. Now, each individual item doesn't have very much value. Most of them are worth less than a chaos. But how much did I sell all of them combined for? Well, with about a month's worth of junk, because I haven't cleaned out my tabs since fairly early league, I sold everything for around 100 exalted orbs. Most likely, if you don't play a ton, you're not going to have 100x worth of bubblegum currency. But you will have a significant amount of value that you can use right now to improve your build. And this is a critically important thing that I see so many people neglect. Maybe you say, oh, but I have so many different things, I don't want to sell them all and I don't want to be bothered. And I totally get that. You don't have to sell every single thing that has value. But just go through and look at some of the bigger stacks of stuff. If you have, 100 of a currency, if you have 5 of an essence, if you have 5 of the same type of map, and start price checking stuff, you'll be surprised for the number of things that sell for 10, 20, 50, or even 100 chaos orbs. And you'll be surprised how much those pennies add up. If you look at the currency breakdown that I made, there's not a ton of exalts from that. Most of the things I sold for chaos. But I sold those things for 8,000 chaos. Which, if we convert it over, is about 70x. I had about 10x worth of currency in my tab before starting this. I now have about 110, which means, in total, I gained about 100x from selling the bubblegum currency. Some things that stand out to me as things you should especially look out for, that I found helpful. When it comes to div cards, it can be kind of a pain to sell them. They often sell for significantly less than they're worth, but it can be quite easy to buy them and complete a set and turn in the set. So instead of selling a hoarder for 8 or 9C, you can turn in the hoarder and get your exalt that way, and make a decent profit for your time buying the cards. For things like essences, don't waste your time selling screaming essences, upgrade them to at least shrieking. If you upgrade to deafening, they will sell faster in bulk as you're selling the top end, but you might lose a little bit of profit compared to selling the shrieking. When it comes to heist stuff, TFT is your friend. I know. It involves going outside the game, but for certain bulk things, fossils and scarabs, you can just post your fossil and scarab tab in TFT and you will get a decent offer. It won't be complete market value for everything, but it'll be a decent offer for everything in the entire tab. And then it's sold, it's gone, it's done, you don't have to think about it. Heist contracts, kind of the same thing. Blueprints, perception, and deception sold all really quickly. Some of the others took more time to sell. When it comes to fragments and splinters, again, you can sell in bulk. Again, people in TFT are especially buying a lot of the timeless stuff and the breach stuff, so it can be easy to sell a lot of that stuff. With maps, grouping maps of the same type or by the same region works really well. If someone bought some Lyra Arthane maps from me, I'd be like, hey, I also have these other 50 Lyra Arthane maps. A lot of the time, I'd sell all of them at once to a person, because they didn't care so much about running one map over and over, they cared about running one region over and over. And so if you're going to sell the bubblegum currency, these are some ways that you can get a little bit extra for it, and you absolutely should be selling it. A lot of the time when I hear people say they're poor, they can't afford anything, they can't upgrade their character, and then I go and I look at their stash tab because they're streaming, I will see multiple stacks of exalts stacked up in those tabs. Anything that you are not selling functionally has no value if it's just going to sit in your tab and go to standard. But there are people out there who will pay good money for it. The earlier in the league, the more important it is to do this. Early league, even things like chromes are super important to sell. I've seen people with 2,000 alts, 4,000 or 5,000 fusings, and they say, oh, but 10, I'm broke, I can't afford anything. Like, you have 1,000 alts there. 1,000 alts? Probably 2-3x. They say, oh, I'm broke 10. I have these 5,000 fuses, but I don't know if I want to risk trying to 6-link some, because if I use them all, I'll have nothing left. I have no currency. And I mean, yeah, you could probably gamble with the fusings, but if we're talking early league, then you've probably got 15, 16, 17 exalts infusing sitting there. So you don't have to gamble them. You can just sell them and buy whatever 6 link you want, already linked. No gamble, no risk. And I know for some people who don't have that much, who don't have hundreds and hundreds and thousands of things. But if you're just looking for your next upgrade for your character, then you can still probably make a couple X in bubblegum currency. You can take the time, you can sell things, you can make your currency tab public, put some prices on stuff. It tends to sell pretty quickly, and if something doesn't sell, don't worry about it, just let it sit in your tab. But rarely have I seen people who have less than a few X in bubblegum currency sitting around, and if you're not going to use it, you might as well get the value from it. You can use those exalts to upgrade your gear, farm currency better, and get more bubblegum currency to sell for next time. So now, I want you to stop, and I want you to look through your tabs, and I want you to sell your bubblegum currency. And after you've done that, I want you to remember to come back to this video and post down in the comments below how much money you made. I'll be looking forward to seeing your answers, and I bet some of you will be surprised by how much you can make with things that you thought were worthless that you just had lying around. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And special thanks to all of my channel members who help support me so that I can continue to make videos just like this one. Your support really means a lot, and without it, I probably wouldn't be able to make videos this regularly. If you want to help support the channel, click the membership button or the link down in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful and want to ask me a question in a more interactive setting, I stream at least once a week here on YouTube, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have relating to this video or any of my other videos. Thank you again, and I hope to see you on stream sometime. Have a great day.